Well, hello all, and yes, it's an audio, and I'm joined on audio by
This is Nightmareballa1.
howdy howdy. So, we're gonna talk a little about something that if you would have asked us probably a year ago today, and you would have told us that we'd be making this video, about to say the stuff we're about to say, we would have said you were full of shit. Would you agree with this
Yeah,
statement?
yeah, pretty much.
Because here's the thing: there was a show once, maybe you've heard of it. It was called Smallville.
Very mixed reviews on that show. I know people that love it. A lot of those people are 12-year-old girls.
And most of the people that loved it, it can be as geeky as they want. Most of them have never picked up a Superman comic book. Even as the show was going on, they never picked up a Superman comic book. I never liked the show because I was like, it's, at first it didn't bother me so much because it was just, they're just doing, Superman, Smallville, meets 90210, whatever, blah. But then, when they would, every once in a while, would bring in the stuff that, the comic book people would be like, ooh, they're bringing in stuff we might like.
Like Bizarro. Like Doomsday. Like,
And it would suck. Like, if you've never seen the Doomsday stuff, and you know who Doomsday is, yes, somehow Doomsday was in Smallville, and it was not the Doomsday story, because this all takes place before he's actually Superman. So, yes, somehow Superman knew about Doomsday before, yeah. Just, yeah. And it was dumb. Dumb. Bizarro is dumb. Metallo is dumb. Who else showed up in the show?
Zod was in it too, right? Zod.
Yes, Zod was a villain for the whole. He wasn't so bad, though. And then you had Darkseid.
I thought Luthor was the best part of the show.
Yeah, Luthor was the best. Was the best part. And then you had Zod, or not Zod. You had the Darkseid thing,
which was built correctly, but the end
and the follow through sucked. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why did, they did everything so right with that, and then just, and the fact that, all these people were watching the show and they were hoping that Superman, in costume one time, I guess they got to see him in costume for half a second.
No, it was like 3 minutes. Like 3 minutes. Because he got it, remember, he got the costume, and then he
yes, and then he was flowing, but you couldn't see him because he's
well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
But,
that is true.
And they did introduce, let's see, who they introduced Green Arrow.
Green Arrow was in the show.
Not Flash, but, well.
Impulse was in the show.
Impulse in the show. Cyborg's in the show. Aquaman.
The JSA, they were in the show.
Yes, the JSA was in the show, and even though they introduced members of the JSA, which, by the way, was their biggest rated show ever, I believe.
And it was their best,
yes,
episodes,
and it was their
period.
best, yes. We didn't get to see any of the JSA, some of the JSA members, even though they were still around, even as the show went, and all of this stuff. That all said, if you want to read good Superman stuff, because heaven knows DC isn't producing any good Superman stuff, there's this comic book that's digital named Smallville, season 11 or season 10?
I don't know, but it's written by Brian Q. Miller, and it's great.
It's great. It's everything this series wasn't. There's Batman in the series. There's Wonder Woman just showed up in the series. So, all of that.
I'm kind of behind, though. So.
Yeah, well, but she just showed up. Because you see, when Smallville started, the idea was to eventually bring in Batman, and then they decided that, that no, since they were going to give Batman, they were going to relaunch at that point, Batman in the movies, and they were planning on doing a Wonder Woman movie, that, well, one of the rules for Smallville was there could be no Batman and there could be no Wonder Woman. Ponder on that for a second.
The Superman show that lasted for 10 seasons with no Batman and no Wonder Woman.
Yes. Yes.
Well, wasn't Alfred in the show, though?
Alfred was in the show at the start, and then they came down for, I think the first season, and then they came out, and then they came down with the you can't have Batman or Wonder Woman in the shows. So
That sucks.
yeah, but anyways, so that's what we were expecting when this show called Arrow showed up, which was Green Arrow. That's what it is. Kind of year one. And
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. It's pretty much Andy Diggle's story, except like fleshed out. It's the same thing.
Yeah, and it's pretty damn good.
It's very, very, very like it's not great. The potential is there though, that it can be something really great.
Yes,
if they keep at it.
Yes, because we just had the second season premiere,
which was awesome.
Which was awesome because we got at least one person that eventually we figured we would get, but they showed up and it was awesome.
And then I like how they did it to where like you kind of don't know who that person actually is.
Yes, if you're not a comic book geek, if you're a comic book geek, this person showed up and was like,
ooh, but like even then, like you don't necessarily know that person's identity. You just saw that person. True. Which is awesome.
True.
Especially with all the stuff that's been coming out on the internet.
And let's see. It looks like we're going to get Speedy.
Yeah, they've been teasing that
for
like season and a half. So.
Yeah. And and all sorts of other good stuff. You reviewed last season.
Yeah.
When it was over, because you loved it so much.
Yeah.
And he talked me into it. I wasn't going to watch it, and it was about about episode 6, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch it. And I was like, okay, this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
And that was my initial reaction. I was like, because the first episode, I was like, let me watch this bullshit, because I can't call it bad if I hadn't seen it. And then I saw it, I was like, you know what, I didn't hate that as much as I thought I would. And in the second episode, I was like, dare I say that was good? And then, as it keeps going, it gets better. It's kind of crazy.
Because the way they do cameos in the DC universe in this is very well done.
Yep.
Everything makes sense.
Except Firefly, I didn't like that, but everything else though.
Yeah, I mean, because we do get Deathstroke,
which was oh my god, that's awesome, so awesome.
Was done perfectly.
And then if you see the way season 2 starts, and then you see the Deathstroke mask and you just got to see it. I don't want to ruin it. Yeah. Like, it lets you know like maybe this isn't all the way finished.
Yep. Yep. And let's see, who else showed up at that?
Let's see, Deadshot.
Deadshot.
The Blackhawks, which was cool because they were kind of like a government agency, except they turned out to be crooked, which I thought was kind of cool. Who else is in this show? Merlin. Merlin's like the big villain of season 1.
Yes.
And the guy that plays him, John Barrowman, great guy by the way. He did an amazing job, And they did like this cool thing with like it's his son, and like when you find out his name is Tommy Merlin, as a comic book nerd, I thought, well, maybe he's gonna like turn on Ollie. He's gonna get mad because Ollie's still like fucking this girl or something. And the love triangle, I know I'm jumping all over the place, but the love triangle was done well too. That was like the thing for like the CW crowd. Because, I mean, let's be honest. Look at the other shows on CW. That's very much the Twilight crowd. I mean, let's just be honest. And that was like kind of like the Twilight thing, but it was done well enough to where it didn't take away from the show. Like it actually, everything that happened made sense. And the actors are kind of hit and miss on this show. I think the guy that plays Ollie is pretty good, but everyone else is kind of, it's about what you would expect for network TV.
Yeah, or CW, ABC Family type stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think anyone is outright horrible, but no one is like, except for the guy that plays Ollie. I think he's great as Green Arrow. I think he's pretty good as Ollie. So
yeah. Well, Ollie isn't Ollie yet. I think would be the safe way to put it. I don't think he's quite Ollie yet. He's still he's like 24/7 Green Arrow.
Well, season 2, that's starting to change already.
That's starting to change a bit.
Is all. This show makes sense, people. It makes sense. Which is all I wanted. It makes sense. Unlike Smallville, where they had the Lois Lane thing, and they had the stupid Lana Lang thing, and they had the thing where she had one of them had kryptonite poison in her. You couldn't be close to.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have that stupid love triangle thing. Even though if you'd done it right, it would have just been Lana and Clark were like best friends that were also fuck buddies.
And he was dating Lois at the same time. That's all you needed.
Yeah, that's all you needed. That's all you needed to do.
But no, they couldn't do that. They couldn't leave well enough alone.
No. And let's see. But no, the series is very good. We've gotten hints of stuff that's going to happen, perhaps.
Like my bold prediction, I won't go too far, but I think a certain person is going to have a big role in this show. I'm sticking to that because they keep teasing it.
They keep teasing that there is a organization that is behind basically all of the corruption and bad stuff going on. And it's not. What city are they in?
Star City. Well,
Starling
City, my bad.
Yeah.
But it's Star City, you know what I'm talking about.
It's Star City, yeah. And then rumor is we're going to get a certain speedy hero at some point this season.
That's not a rumor, that's confirmed.
Is it confirmed?
Yeah, they casted him and everything. Flash is going to be in the show.
So, and eventually, and I don't even think he's going to be the first superpowered person in the show either. I think they've said we're going to get some stuff.
Yeah, like they pretty much confirmed it's going to be superpowers this season. Which I don't know how I feel yet. I don't know. I thought the formula was working. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, but we got, but look at it this way. You're going to get another love triangle now. At some point. At some point. Stuff. Yeah. At some point, we're going to get another love triangle now, so.
We didn't even talk about Huntress. She's in this show, too.
Yeah, she is in this show. That's the forgotten Warner Brother, by the way. The old, not CW. What was it before CW? It was,
UPN.
No, not the.
Wasn't that on UPN?
That was
on the WB. Yeah.
WB, the forgotten WB show, freaking Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey.
Let's try to cram the Burton Batman universe into the Smallville universe, and then be shocked when it doesn't work.
And no one watches it.
And nobody watches it because there's no Batman, there's no Catwoman, there's Huntress and Barbara Gordon, who's paralyzed, and
Huntress was like Batman's daughter in that show.
Yes.
Odd. Just odd.
Well, she's Batman's daughter in on what, Earth 2?
Still, and it's odd there.
I know, I'm just saying. And let's see, and you had the second Black Canary, not the first one, but
the one that all y'all know.
Was on there because her mama was the first, and she was in the show too for all of an episode. But anyways, enough about shows that none of you have ever seen. But
y'all should watch this one. It's everything Smallville should have been.
Yes, this is everything that Smallville should have been. It's everything that, even though I never watched Smallville, it was everything that I would hope Smallville would have been.
I watched all of the first season, most of the second season, and that was enough for me to abandon ship. Let's just put it like that.
And you watched some of the last season.
Well, because of Darkseid. And I've seen like episodes here and there.
Yeah.
People told me to watch.
Like
and I watched
saw the Justice.
I was like, no.
You saw the Justice episode, right?
Yeah, of course.
No, not
that was great.
No, the which one? Not the Society episode. The one with Impulse and
when they all first got together. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I like that. That was good.
Yeah. But anyways, the yes, but the show is very good. If you're not watching the show and you like comic books, worth checking.
I think you'll like it more than the average viewer.
Yes, I would agree. There's all sorts of little things in it. I would say there's actually more little like things in that than actually what would be in Agents of Shield. Anyways, as I was saying, I was saying that I think the Easter eggs in this seem to be more important than the ones in Agents of Shield.
I would agree, but there's a reason for that, though.
Yes, I know.
Agents of Shield is like the secondary thing to the Marvel U.
I know. I'm just saying.
Even though, what are you thinking of that so far, John?
I think it's okay.
I'm kind of. I think it's a fun show, but
I think it's a fun show.
I
think that you have no superheroes yet. Eventually, I think we will get superheroes. I think what they're setting up is we're going to get not the AIM that we've seen in the movies per se. I think we're going to get more
actual AIM.
I think we're going to get actual AIM.
Okay.
I think that's why we got Graviton in episode 2.
Which I ain't gonna lie, I was like, that's fucking awesome.
I mean, to introduce Graviton in episode 2 is kind of, I wouldn't be surprised if, maybe the mid-season finale is we find out that there is a group of scientists working on some perfect being, let's put it that way.
A MODOK? You think so?
I think so.
In this show?
I think so.
I don't know. I was thinking they would say that for like a movie.
It's either that or we're gonna have Hydra.
Well, we've already seen like Hydra stuff, so
yeah.
I think we're gonna see Zola in this movie, like to kind of lead into like Captain America.
You think?
So yeah, I think so.
See, that's my other thing. I'm wondering because what comes out next year?
Next year is Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain America, and that's it, I believe.
Because I wouldn't be shocked if we get, I'm not going to say tie-ins per se, but we get stuff that's kind of like maybe leads up to that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm getting. That's why I think Zola's going to be in this.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If that's the case, or could possibly come February, because it would probably have to be February when they would do this, do we get Nova becoming Nova?
On TV?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Instead of just having, oh, look, there's this Earthling guy, and he's Nova.
Well, the entire Nova Corps is going to be in that.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know.
So I don't know, man.
So when that happens and they do the Green Lantern Corps better than DC did the Green Lantern Corps, are you gonna cry?
Oh, you talking Nova better?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh man. Because they didn't. It didn't look like my biggest problem with the way they did Oa and the Green Lantern Corps in Green Lantern is that it didn't seem like an army. It just seemed like a group of guys. They only showed like 7 of them. It was, I don't know. I hated that movie. I hate you brought it up.
But your boy was hands on that movie.
I know, and that's the oddest thing about it, because he knows better. Hell, he a lot of the stuff okay, not gonna do this tonight. It doesn't make any sense. Nobody understands Hal Jordan more than that guy. Why did that suck? Like, why and how did that end up sucking? I will never understand.
Maybe they should. Can I make a statement that might upset you and Green Lantern fans? maybe they should not have used Hal.
For the first movie?
Yeah.
Like, you thought John, maybe?
No.
Don't you dare say Guy. I'm gone.
I'm not saying Guy.
Oh. I mean, the only other one I would have used was Alan Scott. And, like, maybe not have him a part of, like, a core, just have him be a superhero called Green Lantern.
You could have done that. You could have used Kyle, though.
Really, really, Josh? Really?
You could have.
I don't even want to see Kyle.
Just saying. Then the whole imagination thing would have,
That is true. That is true.
Would have
Because
made
I
sense.
bet a lot of people didn't understand that. So that's true.
I think that's why in the Superman cartoon, that's why they use Kyle instead of.
What did we come? We came on here to talk about Arrow, right?
Yes, we came out. We talked about Arrow, and then we talked about. Then we moved to Agents of Shield. But anyway,
so just call this comic shit.
Yeah. But
anyways,
but on Agents of Shield, yes, I think that I wouldn't be shocked if we see like tie-ins to the movies per se.
I mean, that's what they say the show's for.
So
the Nick Fury thing made me laugh so hard.
That was funny.
I like how they did it. Like you couldn't see him. All you heard was him yelling.
and then you see him, and he's like, "Can you please?" That was funny.
I know what you want. Tell the people what you want.
What do I want?
Yeah.
I want Marvel. That's what I want.
No. Tell the people the real thing you want.
What real thing do I want? Which one?
The thing with Nick and
Oh. See, okay. This because you like this idea. I think at some point they're going around, they're trying to take care of people, and somehow they have a run-in while they're in New York with a certain gentleman, Frank, and it's decided that they have to do something about said gentleman named Frank because he's becoming a problem, and Nick Fury decides that since he is friends with Frank, or was at some time, that he's going to be the one to go and try to bring Frank in.
That is awesome.
That would be awesome.
Is that not like the greatest thing ever on television? Yo, if that happened, if they did like a little storyline with that, I wouldn't miss a minute. Like, period. That is incredible.
I could go a step further, but there's no way they would.
And Thomas Jane should have a chance to redeem himself as Frank Castle. He should play him on TV. He ain't doing shit else. So
this is true. He made a good Frank Castle.
It's just his movie sucked. It wasn't him.
Well, it was. They made the Punisher movie that Sam Raimi would have made. Over the top.
That's true.
Over the top, let's make a comic book movie type of thing.
But the thing I want to see Heroes for Hire. That's what I want to see. Probably will never happen, but
I don't know.
I mean, they're street level superheroes. You wouldn't want to see Luke Cage and Iron Fist on TV?
But see, I think that it would be cool to us, but let's think about it. That's like they would come off as like comedy.
I know.
Oh, that's what you want?
Yeah, that's what I want.
I mean,
like that'd be fine. Like perfectly.
Be
fine.
like, how are you two like together? It works.
And then just have them like do stuff with Shield every now and again and charge Coulson for it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would work. That would work.
Like I want them. I want Doctor Strange.
I could see Doctor Strange.
I want well, they can't do Spider-Man. That would have been my number one.
I told you what they did to do about Spider-Man.
But they can't do you can't do Spider-Man.
But I told you what they could maybe do about Spider-Man.
What's that?
You don't use Peter Parker. You use Ben Reilly.
But I thought you couldn't do that because he's still Spider-Man.
I don't know. I don't know if you can or not. But there's an out.
I have to look more into that. So
And
I bet Chase would know. Where's Chase when we need him?
and you never, you just call him Ben Riley. You have him do Spider-Man type stuff.
Yeah, because that's what they're doing with Scarlet Witch and fucking. That's stupid, by the way. But what's the deal? Like, couldn't they strike some sort of deal to where they could just use them for like a little bit?
I thought that they could. I thought that, but they can't be. I don't know. I don't understand. There are like two that I don't get.
I wish they would just end that stupid thing and Marvel just buy them.
They can't. That's why we got First Class.
I know.
First Class wasn't bad.
I love that movie.
And Wolverine wasn't bad.
Like I want Blade. Like Marvel has the rights to Blade, right? I want Blade and vampires. I want like Dracula, Blade.
They have Blade.
And,
they have Ghost Rider now.
Captain Britain. I want the whole MI13 on that show.
You could do Captain Britain. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, the whole. I want his whole group. I want Black Knight.
Except okay. Here's the thing.
Morbius, all of them.
If you do Captain Britain, do you go to Britain so he has superpowers?
Yeah, I mean that's the point.
Or do you have him over here, not having superpowers, and then somehow, so you can explain his superpowers?
I would have him be a SHIELD agent that they activate when they're in Great Britain.
Okay. And Union Jack.
Can't give him the same costume though.
You could do Union Jack.
That'd be awesome.
You could do Union Jack. That would, he would work.
And I want like on the show like to them to like delve into the history of SHIELD, like they did kind of in Captain America.
But we don't this is true, but we don't know what the movie history of SHIELD is.
That's what I'm saying. They can do it on the show.
This is true.
Like, there's so much stuff that I just have swirling around in my head for this show. And so far, I think they're just kind of tiptoeing in the water.
Well, because they're probably, want to see what, they have to introduce everybody first. They got to get the characters. Because you don't want it to be like, oh, who's the Marvel, hero of the week or villain of the week.
Hey, I'd be fine with that. Be perfectly okay with that.
I know you would be okay with that, but that's not the way.
But I see your point.
That's not the way Mr. Wooten does things, sir.
Like I want. If you do Doctor Strange, I want Dormammu. That's right. In the show. That's right. Fuck the movie. In the show.
But see, I bet they do Doctor Strange. They do him in like some weird way.
I want Black Panther in the show, even though I know he's probably gonna get a movie. I want him in this show. I want.
Yeah, you could do Black Panther. You could do him visiting New York as.
They got Daredevil back, right? I want Daredevil.
Oh well, they're gonna have what's her name from the Savage Land in the show.
You serious?
Yeah, not Sheena, but one of somebody else from the Savage Land. Yeah.
I want High Evolutionary in this show. That's right.
You can't do High Evolution.
Yeah, you can. You can. Somebody that experiments on humans turns them into animals. Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
Isn't it?
Why couldn't they do that? And I want like.
Okay. If you want to do that, why can't we have the Watcher in the show?
Yeah. What's wrong with that? That's right. Throw this to Marvel U, baby. Throw them all in.
He's probably part of the Fantastic Four thing now, so we probably can't do that.
Yeah, but they hadn't used them yet, so.
True. I'm just saying that he's probably,
have some bring in groups like the Hand, and
yeah, but
we already got
because
they are using the Hand in Wolverine, didn't they? But they didn't call him the Hand, so
they didn't call him the Hand, just like they didn't call him the Hand in Daredevil, or Elektra, or did they call him Hand in the?
No, they called him the Hand in Elektra.
And Elektra, okay.
Yeah, that movie's so bad. I do remember that. But that's bring in groups like that, bring in just some of the other we'd be here all day. Like I'll just stop now. But
Hey, you know who they could bring in?
who's that?
Just as if you want to do street level heroes, they could bring in the New Warriors,
The original New Warriors?
the original New Warriors,
That'd be awesome.
minus Namorta. You can't really do Namorta, but
That would be cool. That would be
right,
cool.
she'd be the only one you couldn't do. And Nova, you couldn't do Nova, but you could do Speedball and what's his name, Thrasher. Who else is?
Like I want them to do Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi would be cool.
I'm telling you, man, just the ideas that have been swirling around in my head. Like Don Cheadle does TV now. Why can't like War Machine have like a pretty prominent
True.
part?
Well,
in
I figured we will at some point we will start getting Avenger cameos.
Like who's some of them other people? Like I know Don Cheadle. He got what's the name of that show? House of Lies. That's what I'm saying. Like War Machine can be in this movie.
The show.
A good bit.
Who else could you bring in? You could bring in Spider-Woman, I bet.
But wouldn't that be kind of confusing though?
No, just be like.
Because they're supposed to act like Spider-Man doesn't even exist. So
True. Though, if they were to say he existed, I want them to do it the way I want them to do the ultimate universe way, where he's a kid and they don't know he's a kid, because that was awesome. The fact that none of them knew he was a kid was awesome.
that is true.
And
But I got so many ideas for that show, and Arrow,
I think.
and the Flash show whenever they do it, and the Commissioner Gordon show when that comes out.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're getting a GDPD?
I thought it was just Gordon.
No, it's
It's the police department.
It's the police department, I think.
Oh, that's
But it's going to be on Fox, right?
yeah. I want them to do
Yeah,
like
and we're getting a Constantine show too.
I don't care about that.
Hey,
Like
maybe
not
it's
even on NBC. No, I don't even care about that.
what if they actually do the right thing and they don't do Constantine and they do Hellblazer?
Then that would pique my interest. Constantine needs to be this guy who's like a normal looking dude that's kind of out of shape with messy hair that smokes and curses, because that's Constantine. Not Keanu Reeves, who's clean cut, in good shape, decent looking dude. No, we need like a guy that doesn't care about his appearance and is mean to people. That needs to be Constantine.
Because he knows he's going to hell.
There you go. Nothing needs to be happy about this dude. Like, I just know in the GCPD show, I wanted to see like some of the low level, like Batman's Rogue Gallery, and a lot of the mob families too. Like I want the Maronis, the Falcones, and all them.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would make sense. I don't want to have, Commissioner Gordon shooting it out with the Joker in the streets. It just wouldn't
No.
make any sense.
I think if you're going to do a villain, I think Black Mask would be the only.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I
Or
forgot about that'd be perfect.
Or Red Hood, one of like original Red Hood, not.
And I don't know if they'll do this, but they should have Batman appear every now and again. Have like
or talked about.
He's there.
Or
Yeah,
talked
yeah.
about. Maybe he's just a myth at this point.
That would be cool. It doesn't have to be a bunch of heroes, like just him, so we know like he's there.
There you go.
That's like my biggest worry about that show. I think they're just like not even going to acknowledge Batman.
Well, no, I bet they. Like I said, if it's Gordon's like first, like year one. If it's year one without Batman, I think that would be okay. Like you cut out the Batman parts, and it's just the Gordon parts.
Yeah, because the Batman parts were the weak parts of that story.
Yeah.
But anyway, Oh man. And that's pretty much it for comic book shows, though, right? That
Yeah, that's pretty much it.